are holding a People's National Delegates Convention here in Nairobi.
Kwenye nchi, how are you doing? I hope you are doing fine. Now, on 27th April, that is this month, we know what's going to happen in the world of politics. We know that ODM, yeah, and when I say ODM, I mean the Linda Ground faction, is planning to hold their NDC in Nairobi. But in a quick rejoinder, the other faction, that is the Linda Mwananchi faction, led by the likes of James Orengo, Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, Godfrey Osotsi, and others, seems that they have also announced their own parallel convention. Yes, this story was done by Citizen. Let's listen in and look at what is the reason behind all these parallel meetings and so on.
The Linda Moni Alliance, led by Siaya County Governor James Orengo, says it will hold a People's National Convention on March the 27th. Same day, the Orange Democratic Party is set to conduct its National Delegates Convention. The alliance says the move is set to give platform to ODM supporters who have been locked out, even as they accuse President William Ruto of making statements they say do not befit the office of the presidency. Here's Willie Lusige with that report.
Various leaders continue to react to the escalating rhetoric between President William Ruto and the opposition. The ODM Linda Mwananchi group, led by Siaya Governor James Orengo, has criticized politicians engaging in demeaning exchanges with the president. The team says the state of the president's office does not allow him to publicly trade insults, given he took an oath to unite and lead the nation.
Constitution on leadership and integrity requires that state officers, which include the president, must conduct themselves in a manner that brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office that state officer occupies.
What example are they trying to show those who are coming after them? Must leadership just be full of goonism, violence, insults? As young leaders, we want to condemn the conduct and becoming of the leaders, especially at the presidency level.
The alliance says that despite being members of the ODM, they will not attend the party's National Delegates Convention (NDC) scheduled for March 27th. Instead, they will hold their own public gathering.
On the 27th, we are holding a People's National Delegates Convention here in Nairobi, and the location of that meeting will be announced in due time.
They say the Delegates Convention planned by the Linda Ground faction is illegal and not inclusive of the legitimate party leadership led by Secretary General Edwin Sifuna.
And why are People's NDC? Because there's clear violation of the constitution of the party and discrimination of our genuine delegates from our counties. And therefore, those who have been left out will have an opportunity to attend the real People's NDC convened by Linda Mwananchi. He exists because we are out to fight for the soul of ODM and the legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga.
The alliance has also announced that it will resume nationwide engagement with the masses with a weekend visit of Narok County.
And this is a call to action for all Kenyans to do everything possible to ensure that we don't have a rogue president and that we don't have a bandit government, and that will be decided at the ballot.
Willie Lusige, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
And as always, our story begins. There was a wedding in the village, a big one for that matter. Everyone invited, food, music, vibes, proper function. But on the same day, same time, same village, the bride's cousin decided to organize another party right across the road. Same DJ, same tent size, same guests invited. Now the village people were confused. Wait, Which one is the real wedding? Some went left, some went right, others stood in the middle like traffic cones. At the end of the day, it wasn't even about the wedding anymore. It became a competition of who has more people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ODM Politics 2026. Let's look at the political slowdown. So, here's what's happening. The Linda Moni Alliance, led by James Orengo, has announced a People's National Convention on March 27th. Now, here's where it gets spicy. That is the same exact date that the ODM is holding its official National Delegates Convention, NDC. Same day, same city, that is Nairobi, and same target audience. Basically, ODM supporters. HiiStory coincidence, this organized chaos. Let's call it what it is. This is not just a meeting. This is a political strength test, a numbers game, a full-blown nani akona ground. Because both sides are trying to answer one question: who actually controls ODM right now? Let's look at this, the Linda Moni strategy. Let's break it down. The Linda Moni faction, featuring names like Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, Godfrey Osotsi, and Caleb Amisi, are basically saying that ODM NDC illegitimate. Real ODM members come to our event. This is not rebellion. This is a parallel government inside a party. Why same day though? Because this is psychological warfare. If ODM holds it NDC alone, all cameras go there. All headlines go there. They look united. But now, split attention, split crowds, split narrative. Media houses will now say, ODM factions clash. Parallel meetings expose divisions. Party in crisis. And just like that, the official NDC loses its shine. Okay, here's the real target. Let's be honest. This move is not just about ODM. It's indirectly about William Ruto, because ODM right now is part of the broad-based government setup. So, what the Linda Moni faction is doing is undermining ODM unity, weakening the pro-government wing, and positioning themselves as the real opposition. In short, they are telling Kenyans, ODM imeenda serikali, sisi ndio tuko opposition ya ukweli. Let's look at the ground reality. Let's inject some reality. ODM has historically been one of the Kenya's most organized parties. NDCs are key decision-making organs. That is, party constitution level stuff. A split at this level is not small, it's structural damage, and Kenya has seen this movie before. Remember the days of ODM versus ODM Kenya? Orange versus Orange Nusu? History doesn't repeat, it remixes itself. Here's the brutal truth. Let's not sugarcoat it. This is two groups fighting over the name, the brand, and the political future, but using rallies, slogans, delegates. It's like two people fighting over a car where the engine is already missing. Here's the risky game. This move is bold but also dangerous, because if Linda Moni pulls bigger crowds, they become the new power center. If they flop, they look like rebels without numbers. There is no middle ground here. This is a do or die optics battle. March 2027 is not just a date. It's a political referendum inside ODM. By midnight that day, Kenya will know who owns the crowd, who owns the narrative, and who is slowly becoming irrelevant. So when you see two events, same day, same city, just know that's not confusion, that's strategy. If you like such breakdowns, the real game behind Kenyan politics, subscribe to HiiStory, because here we don't just report politics, we decode the madness behind it. Bye.